Welcome to Homework Lib.
This question takes us back to a little bit of basic algebra review. When we do have to determine the value of the function for each of these x values, what that's really telling us is we have 5 inputs or 5 values we're going to plug in the place of x. After we plug those values in, we're going to do some order of operations and calculate and determine the value of y. But we do have to do this 5 separate times. I always recommend, when I'm teaching this to my students, I like to treat it as a fill in the blanks. So in the place of x, we're going to fill in the blank. And since we have 5 different things to input, I am going to plan ahead and give us 5 different fill in the blanks. Where can we fit one more? How about up here? And I will go from left to right. Why don't we start with that input of -1? So if we do plug a -1 in, order of operations would tell us to do the exponent first. -1 times itself is just 1. This leaves us with 4 minus 7. We will, of course, do the multiplication before the subtraction, and 4 decreased by 7 is -3. So the first output we did get is -3. Next, we'll plug in the 0. By plugging in a 0, this actually gives us very easy math because we do know that 0 squared is 0. This leaves us with 4 times 0, or 0 minus 7. 0 decreased by 7 is -7. Next, let's plug in a +1. Those of you that did well with algebra and recognize that this is a quadratic, would create a parabola on a graph, does have some symmetry. And actually, when you do square both 1 and -1, you are going to get the same value. 1 times 1 is 1. So here we have 4 times 1 minus 7, or 4 minus 7, just like we had in that first example. So the y value, when you plug in a +1, is -3, just like when we plugged in a -1. Next, we'll plug in a 2. We'll evaluate the exponent. 2 times 2 is 4, which leaves us with 4 times 4 minus 7, or 16 minus 7, which is 9. And last, we will plug in the 3. Exponents first, which gives us 3 times 3 is 9. Then we go to our multiplication. 4 times 9 is 36. And 36 decreased by 7 is 29. So we did have to determine the y values. I'll underline them here for you, but the answers would be -3, -7, -3, 9,